You already know we right here. We're decided to hop on, chop it up with individuals who was talking towns going down the word of the curve. You heard me. Let me just set this up real quick right here. You already know here in Southern California is a sunny, hot day. Not as hot as yesterday. I want to say yesterday was hot, hotter than today, but today is still pretty hot. But nice enough to still enjoy it. You know, last day for a fun day before, getting back to the usual come Monday. Let me just move this right here. And for those who are curious, I did drop a new video on this channel if you guys want to scope it out. Or if you guys want to scope out, I did drop a new freestyle yesterday on my other channel. Let me just move this over here. All right, we Gucci. So we do got that, right? I answered one of the, at least what I considered one of the most overused bullshits that's told. Was a temp out here? Well, inside of my van right now says that it's 96. So probably outside is probably like maybe like 89, 90. What's cracking like in Derek? What you getting yourself into, my boy? What's good? What's cracking lacking? Hey, looks like it'll be Thunder and Pacers. Not gonna lie, doesn't really seem that exciting of a game. Seems a little lackluster of finals. I mean, maybe, hopefully, the Pacers might, who knows? The Pacers might surprise me, right? But at this point, in my personal opinion, it's like, they might as well just give the trophy to the Thunder. Because fuck, the Thunder just got more depth than the Pacers. I don't really see none of the Pacers players stepping up like the Thunder's players step up. Because like they just got multiple individuals that could just take over. It's crazy. What's cracking like Mr. Pasa's definitely up in the casa? Chilling on my night off. That's right, my boy. You get to enjoy it. That's right. What up, bro? I was finally... Oh, all right. It's hot over there? I want to buy some water bottles, soda cases. Yeah, I feel you. Oh, so you guys finally got that heat. You guys finally got that storm. That's good. What's cracking like it, Lil Rich? You already know, my boy. Al tiro, like always. Puro gallo giro. Puro gallo de pelea. What's cracking like an angel? You getting yourself into, my boy? Yo, what's good? We have sunny and warm weather for the next few days. So finally some good weather. I feel you, but it seems like you guys are always stuck in just the rain. Like, damn, it really does rain that much over there, huh? It's crazy. But fucking at least it's not as bad as like fucking Florida and shit like that where it be getting flooded. At this point, people might as well just, turn in their cars and just, get jet skis and boats. Shit, I think there's like a place in Italy where people don't even use cars, they just use boats. Like fucking everything's just water. The streets are water. At least I think it was Italy. Or was it Spain? It could have been Spain, Portugal, or Italy. One of those. But I'm just like, chingada madre. Have you ever seen roosters fight at work? At work, no, but I have seen them fight. Nah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Well, seeing any two animals go at it is pretty cool. Hi, hello there. Bro, what's good? Said hi, hello. What do you think about Mexicans that Mexico believe on hard work is a working labor and not working smart with their brains. I think that is so stupid, but I think that has to do more with like, not gonna say jealousy, but a little bit of envy. You know what I mean? I think that comes from a little bit of envy. You know, like fuck, man, they had to bust their asses off their whole entire lives. Fucking slaving away, and now this person will come and make more money than them by just sitting and just using their brain. It's gotta be a little envious. Because in all true reality, there is absolutely no reason on why to hate on these individuals, right? They did the right thing. They educated themselves. They went to school. They did shit the right way as it should be done, right? And you can't be mad at an individual just for that, right? Like if it's their fault, that you didn't choose to, make the same choices, bro. Like, but I do see that a lot, though, bro. And I see that actually here at work as well, right? Like when we hire somebody new, right, and they know how to use the ordering system, the computer system, more than the older Mexican individuals, right? Who I'm not even lying, bro. It's like they're scared of the computers, bro. It's like they're traumatized of the computers, right? It's like they try to avoid them as much as possible. And then if these individuals know the system and they move up, they get paid more, and these people don't like that these fools get paid more. And it's like, well, we try to teach you the fucking ordering system, you don't want to learn, bro. You know what I mean? You don't want to fucking learn. Like, come on now, homie, you can't be mad because these fools know what's up with computers and are taking the opportunities that are presented, bro. Like, fuck, they were offered to you, but you were fucking like, nah, ¿por qué? Like, nah, esas pinches máquinas que... Like, well, this is part of the fucking job, bro. What the fuck, bro? Like, this is what we are now. Technology. You keep up with the times or you get left behind. Now, there's a ray of sunshine under all that dark meat. Catch a free ride or get ran over, como dice el pinchao. Italy canals. There you go, the Italy canals. Some people try to downplay hardworking Hispanics by calling them cheap labor. Well, don't get me wrong. A lot of people do take advantage of that, right? Now, by cheap labor, they probably mean that like cheap as in what they're paying the individuals, because they know that the individuals are working hard, and the reason why they work hard is because they want to get called back, right? Like in case they need another jale, another job done, they reach out to them again, right? So that's why they want to make a good impression, bro. Like, because I mean, if you fuck up on your jale, the first opportunity you get, then these fools are not gonna come back to you. So you're only screwing yourself over, right? So you want to actually make a good first impression. That way, next time they need some shit done, they come and get. That's just how Mexicans think, bro. Like, we know if we do something, good, that these fools will have to come back, or the chances of them coming back is more higher than not, And like I said, they're just like desperate to put food on the table, so shit, they'll take anything that they get. And it's scandalous because sometimes motherfuckers take advantage of those fools, don't even pay them shit. They always say they're chingones here. I come and show them their average. My jefe steals and their camaradas have that mindset. Yeah, there's a lot of individuals that have that mindset, More también, how raza likes to, talk shit on other raza. It's just a raza thing to do. It's normal. It's within our culture. It's established. Kind of like, everybody grows up hearing, pendejo! When it's like, well, that's probably not the best thing to call a child, but what do I know? También dice que es el internet. Y sí, puros pinches huevones esos güeyes. Like, also, my bad that they don't want to break their backs. I'm always gonna miss the hard work. Yeah, don't get me wrong. You get good things out of hard labor as well, right? Because it also, keeps your body in good shape, But like I said, it also fucks up your body, right? Like when you you overwork your body, right? Like a lot of these individuals fuck themselves up, right? Just trying to get the job done, you know, breaking their backs and shit. There's only so much a body could, put up with, right? That's why, they're fucking 45 years old and their fucking bones are always aching and they're always todos madreados. And it's like, well, they could have worked smarter, not harder. And I'm just chilling at home right now. I did some groceries again. Have food. Orale, all right, that's right. Take advantage of it. Yeah. Italy canals is so small. Well, orale. Yeah, the small world, right, in Disneyland. So it's kind of like that, huh? So it's kind of like the Venice canals right here in Los Angeles. I mean, it's small, but for those who are curious, it's pretty cool. If you're looking to go on a date, you can, get a boat, they can rent it out, todo romantic. Eh? Even on the holidays, para que mires. Arrived yesterday to Long Beach, Carson. I think I'm only gonna be here for 1 year, then head my husband. Why? You don't really, you're not really digging the environment, or what? Who knows? Give it some time, you might get to actually, embrace it and like the scenery, right? Just never let nothing phase you, my boy. Always keep your head up high because the sun always shines at the end of the day, even through the biggest, hardest storms. My favorite ones growing were novelas. Eso es todo. O el pinche, ¿cómo se dice? El Chavo del Ocho. El Chapulín. One of the only known Mexican superheroes. I realize that older can't even comprehend the concept of people that have jobs where they work from home. Oh, I know. Eso no es trabajo, pinches vatos huevones. Like, well, you can't call them vatos huevones because they have a job and that's just how their job works. So, I mean, you can disapprove and talk, but at the end of the day, you can't say no. They have a job. Huevones is if they don't have a job. Okay, they have a job. Their job consists of working from home. So, the fuck kind of shit is that, bro? I'm telling you, bro. People come. They always say the most stupidest shit. It is even more mind blowing that people actually, stand with these people. Like, yeah, I know how them fools are huevones. Like, what? So they have a job. They're paying their bills for their own. They're paying their bills and the whole. So they're working. They get their job done. That's why they have their job. So I don't get it. Like, oh well, they're not really working. Like, no, well that's a part of their job, so they are working. Like what? Their job doesn't consist of having to do like fucking construction and shit like that, bro. Like what you want them to? You want a fucking computer analyst to fucking go and fucking build you a driveway? It's not a part of their job. Like, fucking people, man. Te digo. Like, and still hating like if it's bad, right? Even though they get paid more than these individuals. Like, well, he's making more money though. So like, I don't understand how you guys are hating. I don't understand how you guys are trying to, discredit this individual. I don't get it. Right? Because it's not the manly thing to do. It's not the machista thing to do. It's not how vatos. It's not how men work. Right? Mr. Manly Man. Mr. Testosterone. Like, grow the fuck up already. Like, and it's crazy how many people fall for that peer pressure shit. if you're really a man, then you would eat this spicy chip challenge. Like, you really think I'm fucking stupid, huh? Not gonna do that just because you say that if I don't, I'm not a man. Because I know that I am a man, so, you can suck it. I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna be duped into doing something for your fucking entertainment. Because then I really, truly would be stupid. That peer pressure don't work on me, bro. Better go find somebody else with that shit. Like, no, that won't make me a man. That would just make me a fucking idiot. See the difference? I feel like Raza does it. Cheaper labor to get Ryan's trust. Yeah, also, too, you know what I mean? There's individuals that just for the opportunity shit, they'll do the first day's job for free, right? Just to, and if they like it, then they'll hire them, right? There's, I forgot which wrestler was it, but when he went, and he told them, he asked for a tryout, right? And he said that they don't even have to pay him for the whole week. He'll go and do matches for free for the whole week. And if they like what they see, then they hire him. And they did. They ended up hiring him. I forgot who the fuck it was, though. But, the guy, he was, getting put through a lot, body all fucked up, going out there, working 7 matches without getting paid. But at the end of the day, he ended up securing a job, though. Sure. Did these individuals really need to push him through 7 days? Nah, they probably could have done, 1, 2 days, right? Pero, I mean, at the end of the day, he ended up getting his job, so fuck it. Shows a hunger in individuals. And always calling for work because... And then, oh, yeah. That's what I say, bro. A little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. When people want to, make fun of individuals for getting, jobs that people, I guess, consider as, degrading jobs, right? Like McDonald's or something like that. And it's like, well, he's getting a paycheck, bro. Right? And no one says he has to stay there forever, right? But until something better comes along the way, he's at least getting a fucking paycheck, bro. And if somebody's getting a paycheck, I just can't hate on that. It's more stupid, turning these jobs and still looking for something like, bro, you don't have a choice right now. You take this job and you keep looking till something better comes along the way. That way, at least while you're looking, you're getting paid compared to you're still fucking looking and not getting paid. Just because you want to hold this, or just because you don't want to get made fun of because you're apparently have the mental of a 6th grader still. Because they're going to make fun of me because I work at McDonald's. What? No, trust me, I'm really mind blown when people worry about that kind of shit, though. I'm just like, my boy, how old are you, though? Like, the fuck? That shit just, I don't know. I can't understand that, bro. Like, you're worried about getting made fun of. Because, that's something a teenager worries about. A 6th grader, 7th grader, right? Not a grown-ass adult. And how could you make fun of somebody for having a job? I'm telling you. That's something like a teenager would make fun of somebody for, right? Somebody that's a little kid. Right? But it's like, these fools are grown-ass adults and they're worrying about this kind of shit. And I'm just like, and I'm the childish one? And I'm the one that needs to grow up? Shit. Better take your own advice before you want to judge me. Lady selling cups. Nails, bye. What are your thoughts on people who set up dog fights, dogfighting each other for money? I've heard. Yeah, never do that. Yeah, I have seen dog fights as well. What do I think of it? Now, that's fucked up, right? Because, who doesn't love dogs, right? But these are not like loving dogs. These are aggressive dogs, though. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, that there's dogs that are just aggressive. Like, for example, I understand that the humans shouldn't be doing that, right? But dogs behave like that in the streets when you see, like, dogs, stray dogs in the streets attacking other dogs, right? There's dogs that are aggressive, right? So it's not out of the norm to see that kind of shit, right? Like I said, it shouldn't be done, right? But these individuals raise these dogs to be aggressive like that. That's why I think it allows them to be able to excuse the events going on, right? Compared to like a dog that's friendly and just happy and wagging his tail, right? Nobody's really gonna want to see that fucking dog get bombed on, right? Compared to a fucking dog that's just vicious and barking at you and chewing on the fence, yeah, people are gonna be like, yeah, fuck that dog. Right? They're not as sympathetic towards that dog like they are towards a dog that's friendly. Shit. If anything, a dog like that might even scare you, right? You're gonna be like, yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. Right? Or if you were to bump into an aggressive dog and it's chasing you, right? You wouldn't mind seeing that dog get hurt or some shit like that. Or shit, you might even hurt the dog just to, for your safety. Right? It's just the way it is. Because dogs are very territorial. Do you like to work from home? Oh, wait. Tattoo artist. Home jobs, or do you prefer actually going outside of your house to work? I guess it would be cool to work from home, right? You got to spend more time with the family and stuff like that, right? But also, I feel like people also need their kind of like their their space, their break time, right? Because when you tend not to have like a space or a break, right? People tend to clash more often, right? They tend to bump heads more, you know. You see it, a lot, when with somebody who spends a lot of time with somebody else, right? From time to time, they tend to clash heads, and it's because of that reason, right? That's why they tend to move, inmates, around, and you know, also why your siblings from time to time you'll see them arguing and fighting, right? I'm not saying physically, but I mean like verbally arguing, or whatever. Right? Because after a while, little things start to bug you. You know, people also need their space too, right? Like their hobbies, just to go out and get a you know some fresh air, little change of scenery. That way they don't feel like trapped and isolated, I guess. I don't like street vendors. Get a real job. But see, that's the thing though. Street vendors can't get a real job though because they don't have papers. Here's the thing with me and street vendors. I personally don't care. They're not bothering me, so you know they're just trying to get their money. I ain't tripping. You know what I mean? Shit, I might even want some food, and bam, there it is. So it works in my favor, if anything. And like I said, those individuals, even though they're not paying taxes, right? Because um, you know, obviously they don't got any papers, right? So they don't pay any taxes, right? But it's like people are choosing to go and buy the items that these people are selling, right? That these people are still buying and making, like still working, to. It's not like they're fucking stealing it and right? So they still got to spend the money to keep the money coming, right? So the money is still being kept within the United States and it's still getting spent in the United States, right? But then again, it comes to like, well, that's not fair. If I have to pay taxes, that they should have to. No, I understand that, bro, and I'm not arguing, against you at that point, right? Because you have every right to be upset because of that, right? But like I said, they're just trying to feed their families. It's not like these people are fucking, criminals and shit like that. But I get it though; it's still against the law, and so people do have valid points. I could see why people are upset and why it could be a touchy subject, right? Because in all true reality, even though these individuals are kind of like assholes about it, right? They're not wrong either, though, because it is against the law, and technically you do have to pay, and it's not fair. Yeah, it's facts, right? So I can see from their perspective as well. But like I said, you got to see it from there. Like, where's the humanity in you, bro? Where's the human in you, bro? They're just trying to feed their families. And it's really like, how much can they possibly really be fucking, stealing from the government? They act like if these fools are rolling in the dough, huh? Just like rolling in the money. Like, bro, these fools ain't making money like that, bro. They still gotta go and buy more items to keep the shit. You know what I mean? They act like if all that shit is 100% fucking profit. No, they still gotta go and fucking, put back in to, keep that shit going. ¿Cómo crees que sería para... Serio? Give it a shout out. What's cracking like in my boy, the Mexican G? I used to set up chicken fights for some extra money. Eso es todo, carnal. Puros pinches peleas de gallos. ¿Con navajas o qué? My Bedford used to give me the hard time at 19 for working at Wendy's Mexican job that used to say, yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. You had a job. Can nobody make fun of you because you have a job, bro? That is the most stupidest shit I have ever fucking heard. Like, bro's earning a pay. He's trying to do his part to pay the, you know what I mean? Like, these fools are acting like if this was going to die at that jale, right? Like, you don't know if that fool's still looking for another job or whatever. Like, you don't know his situation, bro. Hey, come on now. Be judging that fool. He's working, homie. It would be different if that vato don't work and he don't want to look for a job and he's just drinking all day and fucking not, and complaining. Then, yeah, those are the fools that are like, fucking lazy ass fool, get a fucking job. See, those fools you can make fun of. Those fools you can fucking tell them, like, what the fuck, right? But somebody that has a job and you're still... like, ay, vergas. Shit is crazy. Because I see people trying to do that, and they try to get me into the joke. Hey, look at that fool. And I'm just like, so? Wow. And I'm just like, well, what? He has a job, bro? What the fuck? Yeah, huh? Like, yeah, you didn't expect it to go that way, huh? You wanted me to go along with you, huh? Like, I know. Look at that motherfucker. I'm kind of a party pooper. It's just that, shit like that just doesn't make sense to me. I have a sense of humor, I like to fuck around and clown around, right? Just not with shit like that, though, just because it doesn't make any sense. What about drug dealers and scammers who make illegal money clowning on people? Like people that sell drugs and scammers, though. But see, that's the thing, though. If they're selling drugs, then those are people that you shouldn't be trusting. Those are people that you're not supposed to put your trust in, right? You're kind of supposed to, if anything, you're kind of expecting for these fools to try to bust some shiesty ass move. It's almost to be expected, right? Yeah, they'll make fun of people that have jobs, right? But then when they're locked up, oh, my boy, they ain't laughing. Trust me, they ain't laughing. But see, there's some people, the reason why they do it this way, right? They rather sell drugs and shit like that. It's just that they desperately, desperately want to live that high life, right? They feel like if by them obtaining that high life, that all the problems that they have or that they feel like they have, right? Whatever they're struggling with, right? That will, by them achieving that status, that all that will magically go away. Like it will just like disappear, When you can become rich and famous and all that, right? Doesn't mean that your problems are gonna go away. That doesn't automatically now fix all your problems. It doesn't fix now your relationship with your family. It don't fix the relationship with whatever you have or whatever you have going on. It doesn't change none of that, bro. If anything, it kind of just makes it a little bit worse. Right? Shit, in some situations, a lot worse, right? Because you have endless supply of money, then you have endless supply of ways to, achieve certain things to, help you get through those dark times, right? Whatever, may be drugs or whatever the fuck, right? That's why you see a lot of, rich people that overdose. Like, damn, bro, these fools are the richest people, bro, and they suffer from depression? How? People are mind blown with that. Like, why the fuck was he depressed? Like he had depression. Like how? He was rich, and it's like it's sad, bro. It's sad that you can't see what's happening, bro, because you feel like money will fix all problems, bro. And it's crazy that people have that mentality that they feel like if by them obtaining money, then now everything will be okay. Money's a necessity, my boy. It is not an answer. You know what I mean? It doesn't make your problems go away. You know, and that's just the cold hard truth. Actually obtaining money, like I said, it just makes it a whole lot easier fixing your problems. I mean a whole lot harder, right? Because then now you truly don't know who to trust, right? Because a lot of people might just trying to play you for your money. Because sadly, that's just the reality of human behavior, right? Because like I said, everybody's chasing the same dream and illusion, right? That mainstream, pushes. They feel like the purpose of life is obtaining wealth. By you obtaining wealth, that is the purpose of life. But that is not the purpose of life. You want to know why that's not the purpose of life? Because money hasn't always existed. So before money, currency was in the picture, then what was the purpose of life then? Right? Yeah, how could you say that that's the purpose of life if money hasn't always been a thing, though? You know what I mean? Enjoy your loved ones. Enjoy the things that you cannot replace in this world, the things that you cannot purchase, the things that, like I said, you only get one of, right? Truly value that, because that's truly what matters in this world. Because like I said, anything that's, materialistic, whatever, it could always be replaced. So you shouldn't spend so much, time and drive, on that. But I'm just saying, that's overall my opinion. Hey, it was good chopping it up with you guys. My lunch break is over. We out.